Kaboom.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit.
And Dominic.
And for those of you watching on the Facebooks and wherever else you're watching, Dominic is wearing a very interesting pair of sunglasses that are not sanctioned or supported by our partner, Shady Island. What are these? I mean, are these orange glasses?
They are.
Is there a frame, or I mean, it's excessively reflective.
Indeed.
This is a new purchase, I assume?
No, this is years old. This
And
is for UM games.
You bought those for UM games?
Yeah.
I mean, those glasses are orange, Zach. Like
They are.
Next level orange. All right, aggressive. And also, for those of you listening on any medium, you can hear a lot of ambient noise because Dominic chooses to record this in a wind tunnel outside with every type of animal. I'm hearing birds. I'm hearing kids. I'm birds in the distance, guys, in an aviary, and a police siren. There's everything going on wherever you live.
I'm on mute. How'd you hear that police siren?
Everything. You're not on mute, is what I'm trying to tell you. You apparently don't know how to use the mute button. But all right. Talk to me, Dom. What you got?
You want to start off light? Or
Yeah. How was your excursion to the upper crust of American financial society in the Hamptons? Did you have a good escape from the hard life of South Florida?
Yeah, you almost messed up there. I did. It was short. Only a few days. And weather wasn't cooperating for a couple of days. So it was more of a...
What did you guys do? Did you guys go to the beach and go like body surfing and stuff like that? Did you guys hang out by the pool and have somebody come
No, the beach up there sucks. I've only been up there a few times. So
That's what
definitely
people go to Hamptons, from what I understand.
Yeah, no, the beaches suck. And I was in Southampton this time. I'm more of an East Hampton fellow. You know, I was in Southampton, a smaller town, not as vibrant.
How'd you guys get out there?
Flew into JFK, and then with the wife and kids. But then the car rent our flight was delayed, so by the time we got to the car rental place we rented from had closed.
Oh, for real?
And most places had closed.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a nightmare.
So what'd you do? You stayed at the hotel? I mean, the airport for the night?
We were there quite late, into the next day, trying to figure things out.
Did you get a room, or you just hang out in the hotel and be kind of one of those vagrants who just...
No, we wound up negotiating a car. They were charging us $1,000, and they said, I don't have $1,000. Like, that's not happening. So wind up getting down to like 100 and something.
I'm sorry, you negotiated from $1,000 to $100 and some dollars?
Yeah, I mean it was after. Well, more like my better half. She's the better.
I was gonna say
it was after over an hour though.
Of negotiating.
Yeah.
Hold up, but negotiating with who? And the place is closed. Who are you negotiating?
No, sorry, my bad. We found one place, Avis, and we got there right before the line was out the door because everybody, I guess, had the same problem. Yeah, it was wild.
Wow.
Wild.
All right, and then you got to the Hamptons and did all the stuff that one does in the Hamptons.
Yeah, chill. There's some little swimming, little tanning.
So you decided to leave South Florida to go to another place to do exactly what you can do at your house in South Florida.
Yeah, it's different. You're amongst family and friends.
I'm sorry, doesn't the same family live down the road from you in South Florida?
Other extended family. You asked too many damn questions. Extended family.
All right, Doug, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So again, East Hamptons. I'm about that East Hamptons life.
Sure you are. So talk to me. What else?
I mean, there's some obvious stuff, so I'm trying to go non-obvious first.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Let's talk Rudy Giuliani.
All right, his assaults. Did you?
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, he had claimed to be assaulted last week. He said that he was hit on his back as if a boulder hit me. It hurt tremendously. It was painful all night, hard to sleep. It was a very heavy shot.
But he also said something to the effect of, if I weren't in better condition, I would have fallen over and broken something, or something to that effect.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, like
so,
he's a definition.
and of course, video came out of said assault, and I would describe it more as a love tap. Now he said the guy was cursing and yelling at him. If you look at the video and the way they were, I probably believe that. Probably said, maybe not curse, but he definitely
said something. Yeah.
Looked like he said something and several things to him. But if someone had, like, I don't know, like my children could take this punishment, this assault easily. It was more like a little touch, literally.
It was a pat on the back. You can call it whatever you want. It was a pat on the back, and it was ridiculous. But now the New York governor who's saying they're going to file a suit or investigate this as being a false claim or a false police report.
Oh, what?
Are you serious? You didn't hear this?
No, I didn't.
Hold up, I'll tell you right now. I want to say I don't know. I think it's the governor, but I could be wrong. Of who's going after him on this. But it was ridiculous, Rudy Giuliani, love tap. It's ridiculous. It's all over there, right? So yeah, I'm sorry. It's the mayor. Sorry, the mayor of New York is saying that he falsely claimed, and charges are filed against it to go after him for falsifying police report.
Clown. All right, we'll get to the obvious thing in a second. This is how we back into it. So, did you hear they've been working on an abortion pill in Japan for a couple of decades?
I have not heard this.
And what do you mean you haven't heard this? It's in your show notes.
Oh, that's from a couple weeks ago. Sorry. Sorry. I was playing the role, man.
I'm jacking your show notes, and you're telling me you haven't heard.
I'm playing a role. Go ahead.
All right. So, and I guess 20 years in the making, it's about to be approved, but the legislation is going to require that in order for a woman to use this pill, they will need permission of the father. Interesting. You know, men controlling again. So as we transition into Roe v. Wade, okay, I'm sure people out there can feel our sense our opinions. Here's where I'm going with some other things. I'm reading a lot, and I don't know how true this is, that Obama could have codified Roe v. Wade.
Okay, hold on. Pause right there. And what does that mean?
I think that means by law, it makes it into federal law. I could be so wrong.
So this is what I keep hearing, the codifying of whatever, right?
So I'm trying to do research on the whole thing. I've read quotes where he said, and this seems to be verified, that he believes in the rights of women, but he doesn't want to push the issue. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Because of the divisiveness it causes, and it's more, he needs to focus on other things that can be done. And I'm seeing this in a lot of places, from a lot of sources I look at credible, and the fact that he felt that is just
no, but this
bewildering.
Okay. No, but here's the thing, right? There's two things there. That excuse, and I use that word deliberately, that excuse by Democrats to say that they don't want to, and hold on a second. First of all, there is an immense amount of ambient noise from you. I know you think the mute button is working, and it's not. Just so you know, we can hear everything that's going on.
Right now? In 2 seconds?
Yes, I can hear you talking. I can hear you. You're putting a thumbs up like I can't hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. The mute button does not work, is what I'm trying to tell you. There's ambient noise coming from everywhere. So be careful with what you say. Now it works. Oh, wow. And now it's like a cocoon of silence right now. It's amazing. All right. Anyway, the thing is that I was saying is that argument of we don't want to stroke the flames of more divisive attitudes is that ship has sailed, guys. It's just so you know, we are a divisive nation. That is not your.
I mean, this was over a decade ago, though. But yes,
no, hold up. I'm sorry. Did Mitch
and I'm just explaining the context. I still think he's a clown for not doing this. But
did Mitch McConnell not do? You know, what I'm saying, like, not hold up your Supreme Court seat, and you're saying that's not divisive, right? Like that was part of the situation. But not only that, all of that. So, case in point, if that's the case, then going forward, it could have been done by Biden too. Then I would assume. This guy.
I don't believe they had enough power in both houses to do it with Biden. I've read a few things about that, but I think it was Clinton and Obama really had the power.
So it just pisses me off when I see people like, and don't get me wrong, Democrats claim the high ground of like, hey, we're trying to abide by the law and not be divisive and blah 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 blah. Go F yourselves, because it's not like I'm not saying any one of them is any more noble than the other, obviously, but what I am saying is the ones with the power to make positive or to reinforce positive laws and positive impact on people should do just that.
Well, yeah, I agree that clearly this comes down to Republican nominated conservative judges, right? But I think that's too easy to blame the Republicans. We already know this. Like, Democrats need to accept that this is significantly a part of their fault as well, for being weaklings, for being, like you talked about, to
Just now.
not
Right
doing it.
now.
Yeah. Even their reaction to Roe v. Wade, they went out and sang "America the Beautiful" on
It's
the.
the dumbest thing in the world.
What is that? What is that?
Thank you, idiots. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Doing absolutely nothing, right? But it's not just one thing. It's a compound effect of dumb things that have happened, and they just sit back and watch it happen. Always, 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 always.
No doubt. Similar to this, though, is the hypocrisy on both sides for me in terms of their opinion. For example, you had you had a lot of people on the left cool with the government mandating rules for vaccines and everything, right? Telling us people what to do with their body. And there were people who was like, if the government actually mandated the requirement of the vaccine to go to school and things of that nature, that'd be completely fine. But then it becomes with this, my body, my choice. Conversely, you got the right that was very adamant and against the government having any rules, any regulations in terms of whether it's going to work, going to restaurants, going on a plane, going on a cruise, the possibility of mandating the vaccine as a requirement in society, adamantly against the government telling me what to do and controlling me. But then, hey, let's have the government control and tell women what they can and cannot do with their bodies. It's the hypocrisy on both sides.
That's always been the case, right? And then more so than that, if you go down that path, you can take it a step further. You can even go with everything, right? It's like, but again, so the states can't tell you who can and can't carry a gun for the right reasons, but they can tell you, which was a day before, not even like a month ago, a year ago, a day before. And then the next day or the next week, whatever it was, in a really short period of time going, hey, FYI, but by the way, I can tell you, you've got to keep your kid or not, right? But not only that, the guise of religion is what really bothers me here, obviously, because I effing loathe the idea that this is based on some religious doctrine. So your fairy tale book has to govern my life. And I don't even have kids. And I'm not even a woman. And it bothers me to this level.
I mean, that hairstyle you're rocking now would
I just came back from the gym,
consider someone otherwise. But go on.
Wow, dude. This guy calling people names in 2022. This one over here. Wow, we're just talking about freedom of
cancel.
Whatever. Oh, this guy. No, it's so this is what happens when you go to the gym, right? And your hair is growing. You have to put the hair away from your face. I know you don't do either of these two things or have any of these problems with the hair.
My hair would grow this way, not to the face.
But yeah, it's the lunacy, the fallacy, all of it is just
yeah. But the religious aspect of it is
it's the worst.
It's the worst, but
it's the genesis of all this is religious. All this.
But but here's the staggering thing. It seems you talk about polls, but you talk to people, even people who I know who aren't politically aligned with me and everything. The general consensus of the nation seems to be everyone's in agreement. The overwhelming majority of people are in agreement that at a certain point a baby should not be aborted, right? Meaning like not 8 months. I don't really think very many people are thinking like, oh, that's cool to abort a baby. So even the majority of pro-choice people, they have limits, and what they find is logical, as I do as well, up to a certain point, right? X amount of weeks. And you even have people who are religious who understand, such as my mom, who understand the instances such as rape, such as incest, and even she feels if a woman feels she cannot take care of this baby, she shouldn't be forced to, right? Up to a certain point, she says, which I agree with, and I'm not the religious person at all, but I agree with that.
So it gets me to on that part too, is they do that and then they go, all right, and then now there are these idiots, and I use that word explicitly. I mean that these idiots who are like, we'll adopt your baby. There are 50 million kids out there you can adopt right now, idiot, and you're not adopting. So obviously you don't want to adopt anybody. Get out of here, we'll adopt your baby.
And you're not pro-life if you're pro-death penalty, right? If you're anti-subsidized services to help parents or mothers with their children, with education, with daycare, you can't be pro-life if you're anti, like the Affordable Health Care Act, all the stuff that serves tens of millions of people, right? You can't be pro-life if you're anti the systemic persecution and prosecution of of poor people, of minorities. It just
well, that's my question, right? So the question related to that is this something like, if we allow this across the board, right? Do populations now sway? Meaning, do you now have larger populations across the board, right? Like, and if minority populations by default have been growing larger than white populations, and if that continues along this path, right, and now nobody can get aborted, quote unquote, does this work against Republicans, where you have a diminishing white population, which you would have been trying to avoid
because still, I trying to think of the facts from this theory where this helps the white population grow, and I'm trying to remember why. Well, more white people by volume, because there are more white people in this country, abort people. It's just a numbers game. Abort kids. It's just a numbers game, right? So if less abortion happens, there are considerably more white people being born, and it slows down the de-whiteification of America.
All right. What else you got? Okay. Oh, on a non-related note altogether, literally completely off the wall here. Trader Joe's just opened up in my building, right in the lobby. It is a friggin' circus outside right now when Trader Joe's opened up. Like, legit, there's a DJ.
Don't tell me there's people in lines.
No, there's a DJ outside playing music.
Like a literal circus.
Yeah, bro. It's madness going on right now outside my building. With that being said, it did allure me into Trader Joe's. I did a quick little walkthrough. No lines or whatever. It wasn't bad there, but it was just like, I was like, wow, this is really something. So yeah, that was this is what's happening in Midtown Miami, where this is all the craziness.
A woman in Yellowstone National Park. Today's Who Knows. Do you know where Yellowstone National Park is?
I do not, actually.
It's in. You take a stab at it.
Someplace out in no, I got nothing.
Wyoming.
Ah, okay.
Woman in Yellowstone National Park was gored.
I should have known that one. That's an idiot on my part. I should have known that one. I do watch the show.
Oh, Jesus. Is it a good show?
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. It as it goes progressively further along, it's like pretty far-fetched, meaning, people are getting murdered and like no harm, no foul. Like, nobody worries about these things. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody worries about these bodies missing, disappear. No worries. That kind of thing. But I digress. You were saying.
She was gored by a wild buffalo.
One stole from my notes from 4 weeks ago. Continue.
Yeah, because she got within 10 feet of said buffalo.
She's an idiot.
The rules say 25 feet. Do not get within 25 feet of them. So, you know what I'm doing if I'm there? I'm not within 50 feet. Yeah, exactly.
Binoculars.
Yes.
Well,
so, I feel bad, but stupidity. Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity. Said Bullet Tooth Tony in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. I still feel bad for somebody getting hurt.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I swear to God, I chuckled. I don't know this woman, first of all. Second of all, you're an idiot, based on what I'm reading. So why should I feel bad for you for being a moron? And not even being a moron, it's pretty damn obvious things you shouldn't be doing. That's one of them. Right? Like, don't go near. It's like if you ran into a lion enclosure, it's like, oh, I just want to pet the lion real quick, and you're an idiot.
I would feel bad, but you're still an idiot. Yes.
Again, I can't feel bad if you made idiot choices.
Yeah.
If you're a baby and you don't have a choice, then I feel bad. If you're an adult making a dumb choice, you're an idiot.
July 4th.
Okay, familiar with it. Coming up this weekend. What are you doing? How are you going to celebrate, Dominic?
I ain't celebrating shit.
So what are you and your kids going to do? What are you and your family going to do with this July 4th? You going to wear the Jamaican flag and run around?
That'd be pretty dope. No, maybe switch it on. We're like the British. We get dressed as a red coat. No, man. Less and less. You know what July 4th becomes for me? It has for years. Like what Christmas is for me. Nothing to do with what many people want it to do, right? Like, Christmas to me is just a commercial holiday, like, I don't know, Valentine's Day. But for others, it isn't, right? To me, that's all it is. Same as July 4th. It's a day off of work, reason to, relax or party, whatever it is you do. That's it. I have no reason personally to celebrate the independence of this country, because in, what's the maths? How many years is it now? 22 and...
I'll leave it to you.
Is it 276? 200? I have no idea. When was the country founded?
1778.
Oh, okay. 246 years. That we still don't have enough progress, right? So when the Declaration of Independence says all men are created equal, false. When it says all men should have the right to life, false, death penalty. Liberty, false, the most incarcerous nation in the world. And pursuit of happiness, false, with so many people not happy. Like, I got nothing to celebrate. With the Constitution was written. Interesting. I found this clause. I actually read the Constitution today. I've never read it. You ever read it?
Negative.
The nerd in me found this, sir. Interestingly enough, the Constitution does not specifically mention slavery. Right? I read somewhere where somebody said, because our forefathers did not see color.
Are you serious?
But here's where it does indirectly mention slavery.
Dude, how many effing birds are in your neighborhood, guy? Oh my God! Is there like a parrot cage right next to you? Seriously? Like, is there a nest? Are you sitting in a bird's nest? Like, where are you?
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
no person held to service or labor in one state. What does that mean to you?
Slave?
A slave.
Yeah.
Under the laws thereof, shall in consequence of any law or regulation therein be discharged from such service or labor. Forgive me. Under the laws thereof, escaping into another state, shall in consequence of any law or regulation therein be discharged from such service or labor, but shall be delivered up on claim of the party to whom such service or labor may be due. Long story short, if a slave runs away into another state, I can't talk today.
Yeah, you gotta turn them back.
You gotta send them back to their owner. Nah, I'm cool. When people talk about, back to Roe v. Wade, people talk about it's not a constitutional right. It's got to go back to the to the states. I say, I don't give a flying F. There's certain inalienable human rights, right? Freedom from slavery was not a constitutional right until it became an Amendment 13, which still is a farce, right?
But here's the thing, right? So no, that whole thought process of it's not in the Constitution. First of all, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, we have the oldest Constitution. And the reason for that is other countries have chosen to revisit theirs and rewrite theirs because we live in modern times and 200 plus years have gone by and things have changed. And we have not in our Constitution. So if you want to be the idiot, and I use that term again deliberately, who wants to live by the letter of the law and the Constitution, knowing full well, when that was written, we didn't have cars, we didn't have the fuel we have now, we didn't have the interwebs, we didn't have any of the things that we live on now. They're doing harm/good for our society. So how can you rely on those decisions? These are the same people who were saying the Bible is, I forgot who it was that actually stated that they feel that the Constitution is I forgot the term, I'm paraphrasing, a gift from God in essence. Like it's a document written purely and amazingly done by God. And if that's your feeling, go to hell because you believe there is a hell, because this is ridiculous, right? The whole idea that this piece of paper or this doctrine was written again 200 odd years ago, right?
I don't care.
But that's my point. Hold on. There's got to be a basis for laws in countries and societies and whatever else. And I get that, right? So you cannot just have everybody doing everything willy-nilly. I get it, right? But you also have to realize when things are dated or when things need to be revisited or when things need to be addressed and adjusted. And supposedly it's supposed to be the Supreme Court that's supposed to take these things and bring it into present-day terms and go, hey, you know what? This didn't exist back then, and use some friggin' judgment and make some situations. Not go, well, the Constitution didn't state that. No effing S didn't state it because it didn't exist, man. What is wrong with you? Back then, women couldn't vote either.
Dude, you realize women only got the right to vote little over little over 100 years ago. That's mind-numbing to me. That's when they're like grandparents' lifetime,
But this was,
right?
but
100 years.
that's not tradition.
Black people, that's that in our parents' lifetime. Like, this is the thing. But the country has been around for, nearly 3 centuries. This is maddening that this is what we still are reverting to what the country was founded on, which
Here's
is
what I
one
love.
giant hypocrisy.
Well, here's the other part of the hypocrisy thing, and the religious game, right? They took the court up. They took the case up with the was it a coach who wanted to pray in the middle
Pray
of
after games.
Yeah, and that became an issue. And then now they're saying he can do just that and pseudo mandate his team to do the same. If I'm not mistaken, like that's the way I read it. I'm hoping I didn't read that wrong. In essence, he can have his team come pray with him, and that's totally fine. And the dynamics are, I want there to be, I wish there to be, I pray there to be another religion that is not the standard religion of the people who believe in God and whatever else. And by that I mean
I saw an example.
Muslim
Satanic
dynamic,
temple. They're people who worship Satan.
do all these. I want them to create a school and get funding and allow all these things. I want all these things to happen because another thing came up in Maine, right, where there was a school in Maine which is a religious. They wanted public funding for a religious school. And they said that you can't have public funding because it's not like the separation of church and state. And then the Supreme Court turned it down, so now they can get public funding. So I'm like, all right, go to the next step. Let it be a Muslim school. Let it be a Jewish school. Let it be whatever that gets state funding.
No, that's what I mentioned though. The Satanic temple. There was a response about now they should go and seek funding, and then somebody goes, yeah, but you got to find people whose kids want to go there, and I'm like, you probably would find 5. Right?
I don't know if you need to constitute a school, right? Or I mean, we're looking at. So I had dinner last night with a friend of mine. She schooled me to the fact that there is a church of the spaghetti monster, the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
We've talked about this before the show years ago. It's amazing.
I remember this, and I was like, man, this.
I think it's something with a what do you call the thing that you drain like spaghetti and other things?
Sorry, what?
You know that bowl with the holes?
A strainer?
No. That's a hand. The bowl with the. It's like a colander.
Yeah, I think it's still a strainer. I don't know the name, but I think it's still a strainer. Is it not?
No, it's a colander.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
I'm sorry, I don't use one, but okay, continue.
Strainer is the little handheld something.
All right.
You got to use a thing. Anyway, I think that's part of the religion. Like you wear that on your head. I'm serious.
Look at the wiki page right now. This thing's amazing. Right? And for what it was created, like the flying spaghetti monster was first described in a satirical open letter written by Bobby Henderson in 2005 to protest the Kansas State Board of Education decision to permit teaching intelligent design as an alternative to evolution in public school science classes. Because guess what? There's no such thing as an intelligent design. Like it is because, and then the thought process was, okay, how do you explain dinosaurs? Well, God put them there so we could find them, so we could learn a little bit more about ourselves later on. You're a moron.
Speaking of dinosaurs, another did you know? Did you know this? Who knows this? The T-Rex was closer to being alive to now than being alive to when the Stegosaurus was around. Oh, the Stegosaurus is that one with the triangle things all over their back and tail, like the points.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's wild. We're closer to T-Rexes than T-Rexes are closer to Stegosauruses.
Did you see the new movie?
Have not. I think I'm gonna see it tomorrow.
Are you a Stranger Things watcher?
I have not watched this season yet, but I am, and I know the second half just came out. I am a Stranger Things.
2 episodes they held, second half. Volume 2, ridiculous. It's 2 episodes. It's so foolish, right? They're trying to figure out their new structure of how they're doing stuff and how they play the game and whether or not they want to do to go the other route of Apple and everybody else would do an episode a week or a different cycle versus all the episodes at one time. Because
like the boys, I'm waiting every week.
It's so good.
So I wind up binge watching like 2-3 at a time.
You cannot watch that show with your kids, I'm assuming.
No. That show is amazing. That show is.
You didn't see last episode, did you? Last Friday.
I think I
party
did.
at the house that got very
Yes, yes, yeah, I did.
So
That was
wow.
insane.
I mean, I'm without speech. For those of you who have not seen The Boys, it's on Amazon, and it's it's a crazy superhero type show. The powers aren't even the thing. It's just it's like it's so ridiculous.
It's so out there. By the way, real quick, when Mother's Milk, when he was in Russia that one time,
Yeah.
MM, the bad guy, and he went to punch one of the Russian soldiers. He goes, "Rocky IV, mother, please." I said Rocky IV.
I was dying about that.
All right, real quick, two things. Newsmax host Greg Kelly talks about Juneteenth, and the writing in said, this is just another excuse. Let's all get drunk, high, and hot. He says, with alcohol plus time plus weed plus heat equals riots, and he just shows a bunch of black people drinking and rioting. I mean, are we even surprised about this foolishness? It's not as if people don't drink and go crazy on, I don't know, St. Patty's Day,
And 4th of
Cinco de
July,
Mayo, July 4th,
all of it. Yeah, that's what I said. 4th of July.
Labor Day, Memorial Day. It's like Thanksgiving. But hey.
Oh wow. It's madness. It's madness. On a side note, so I'm looking at I'm on the Hinge, yeah, and I'm connecting with this young lady on the Hinge app, and we're talking back and forth a little bit. And I've had to do some sleuthing, right, to see like what her IG's about. And I get to her IG, and it is very kumbaya type of situations that kind of go against my general thought process. Like, she's an attractive young lady, but everything's very like the world is going to be good and just put the love out there, get the love back, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like just a bunch of videos about this and a bunch of writing in this notes and a bunch of stuff there, and like be one with your emotions. And then there's a picture with tears and a picture with joy and a doing this and doing that. And in my mind, I was like, there's no way I can even meet this person. Like, it's just not worth it. There's no way. Like, I'm not built this way. Like, I'm setting myself up a failure. Like, there's no way that physical attraction can trump my mental state when I meet somebody like that. Like, I don't think I'm built for that life. And that's me being purely judgmental, and I'm fully aware of that. But I'm looking at this, and I was like, I don't think I can. I think I know my limits. And I think that would be
get in touch with your spiritual side, bro.
Bro, this is next level spiritual stuff, man. This is some old, like, oh my God, did you see the sky this morning? It was brilliant, and like everything is like a gift. And I'm definitely the opposite of that person. So I don't know if I can even play that game.
That's for sure. And so basically you're keeping it real and honest, like Congresswoman Mary Miller at a rally last week, thanking Donald Trump for his role in the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court and turning down Roe v. Wade. Again, that's what I'm talking about. There's many people out there who believe that this will help increase the number of white people in the U.S. No doubt.
I thought it would have an adverse effect, honestly. So I'm interested to hear this. There's actually a I want to say it's a Through Line episode that's about the whole genesis of the abortion dynamic and how that even became, because it wasn't a big thing on either side of the table, right or like it wasn't red or blue, and it became something that the Republicans latched onto years ago, and it wasn't even a big thing in the churches either, for that matter, right? It wasn't a big thing at all, and it became a political thing. Right. And we started drumming opinions and whatever else. And it became a whole fight that didn't even exist. Like, this was a created fight to win political favor back in the day.
My brother-in-law had a good point. Not his point. He reposted somebody that came out and said, for all the women who have had abortions paid for by congressmen, come out and let people know. Because I started thinking, there's got to be. Like, a congressman had an affair and secretly, paid for there has to be.
I mean, come on. There's never somebody. Trump
right? Statistically has to be.
If you tell me Trump or Trump Jr. between him and even idiot Eric, if between the three of them there isn't at least, I'll even play it lowball. one abortion. I would say two, but I'll bet I'll play the numbers there, right? I'll just go one. It's borderline. I mean, the amount of money I would put on that bet that they've not paid for one, right? Like it's insane, dude. All is just insane, right? And Giuliani himself, too, for that matter. That individual's got to have one up there too. But the point is, to your exact point, if you put that out there, oh my God, so many things out there. Yeah. But it wouldn't change anything. Like, again, the base doesn't care. The base doesn't care, right? The quote-unquote religious right looks at Trump as a gift. The same person, right, who goes against literally almost every supposed teaching, inclusive of marital affairs, premarital sex, having kids, everything else you can go in with that, right? Divorce is plural, right? Just all like, just being a bad person, just, like everything from calling people names, doing whatever else, not turning the other cheek, all these things, being humility, all things that are supposed things that are taught within this Bible. They don't care. That's supposed to be. Again,
like John Amici said, people treat the Bible like a buffet at Sizzler. They pick and choose what they want.
This is why the Bible cannot be debated for anything. Which I think she's a congresswoman, is going out there stating that, or she's a gubernatorial candidate, one of these things, or senatorial candidate, I think it is. God damn it, I should really have done some research. She's touting that we should be a state literally based on the Bible, following the Bible, and that should be the governing factor.
I think she was like a low level politician, a lady. You said, right? Yeah. It was like a young lady. She said we need to go back. This is what the country was. It's supposed to be based on the Bible. We need to go back to that. Speaking of politician, the last one, I cannot remember her name. She ran for governor of Atlanta a few years ago of Georgia and lost. Okay. But she was have a lot of hype behind her. Black lady. You know what I'm talking about.
You think we're supposed to keep going? I don't know the name, but keep going.
Oh, come on. Hold on.
Just go with the story. What does it matter what her name is? Okay, Dominic's putting on music.
Because it's Stacy Abrams.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so she's running again. She's like a darling candidate. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen her come out, get a lot of backlash for these past couple of weeks, being very pro-police. Yes, and supporting measures to increase their funding, their salaries personally, and other aspects where she's understandably getting a lot of backlash.
Trying to get them votes, son.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I'm serious. You're politician trying to get them votes.
Oh, and speaking of votes, jackass Biden, you see there's evidently cutting a deal with Mitch McConnell to nominate a federal judicial judge in Kentucky who is adamantly anti-abortion. This is what he's decided to do this week. And the word on the street is he's doing this under the guise of Mitch McConnell saying, fine, you do this, I won't lead any charge to block any other nominations you do for the rest of the year. So you give us this guy who we really want, we'll let you have whoever else you want.
Do people not realize the thought process of, I don't know if people realize, Mitch McConnell is a very, very, very smart person in getting what he wants, right? You may not agree with him, and God knows I don't, but it's not the point. The dude knows how to get what he wants. And if he's giving you a deal, you pretty damn well should know that it's not in your favor. Just go with that assumption.
Plus, he's getting the first part. He's not going to uphold the deal, just like with Supreme Court nominations, like the way he was such a hypocrite. He's not going to do that.
Now, right? But also the situation was, too, is Biden's old AF, and from a time where one could assume there was a little bit more civility within the ranks where you could have a debate, a discussion, a give and take, and blah, blah, blah. Because he was like, oh, I want to work across the aisle and whatever else. I don't know if you've noticed, but when you're giving a speech and you're being heckled by people on the other side of the aisle, we're in a different time, son, right? Like, legitimately, you were being heckled, right? And if you feel that these are the same people who are heckling you in public while you're giving a speech, would have the respect to entertain whatever you're putting out there, you are living in a fallacy. You're living in the past. The times have changed, and you have to change that. Like, it's just the way of the world right now. And if you don't
100%.
address it, and the goal is, it's like, hey, but if we do this, where does it end? If we don't do this, you've seen where it's going. So it's going against it's going and it's not going in a positive direction now. So why the F would you want to, keep going down this particular path with hope and in a hopeful outcome? It'll work out. It will be kumbaya in the end. What evidence is there things are going to work out in your favor?
Ask your Hinge girl. I got to run to rehab, physical rehab for my knee. But rehab in general, drug rehab is stuff we should be funding in order to better society. Oh, we care about lives. Why aren't we doing that? We care about human lives, right? In order to lessen crime and the impact of crime in society. Yeah. Justice over order. Be better.
Hinge girl did get back to me.
Eat better. Eat better. Justice over order. We did have an Apple problem recently. Again, I haven't had it in a while, so please make sure you take 30 seconds and like and review the show.
All right. I'm going to make a request for the audience. Don't record outside next time. Just do me a favor. Find a room, someplace in your household.
Fair enough.
Someplace that's not where you're at right now, because it is loud AF.
Fair enough. I like to ground. I like to be one with nature and my spiritual sense and immerse myself in the environment. But I understand. It was the wrong decision.
And you look like a clown with the goggles on, too, by the way. Those goggles are legit crazy.
Oh, these are dope.
Have you literally ever worn those out in public?
Yeah, the wife is not a big fan.
All right, bro.
All right, justice over order. Be better. Hey, go celebrate July 4th and break all the rules that we don't care about, such as eating on flag plates, wearing flag bikinis, wearing flag bathing suits, flag towels. But we're pissed off when somebody kneels to protest.
So my flag bands I shouldn't be wearing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no one cares about that.